jeans, these sweat tees, Louis V's, no mileage. Sick gal, you are the nicest. And you know that Wookie are the tightest. And that thing's so righteous. New drip, new mileage. If you had my love and I gave you all my trust, would you ride for me? Or if somehow you knew that your love would be untrue, would you lie to me? Girl, you know you're bad, you know you're nice. I know you need a fly man in your life. I know you're tired of these other guys. And cause they so say triple line, man. And I got Gucci, G's, Fendi, please, Off-White, heat, no mileage. These jeans, these sweat tees, Louis V's, no mileage. And ain't nobody better done. And ain't nobody mother done. Yo, she said she want a body man to give it to her fast like it's Ramadan. If you had my love, I gave you all my trust. Would you ride for me? Or if somehow you knew that your love would be untrue, would you lie to me? Girl, you know you're bad, you know you're nice. I know you need a fly man in your life. I know you're tired of these other guys. And cause they so say triple line, man. And I got Gucci, G's, Fendi, please, Off-White, heat, no mileage. These jeans, these sweat tees, Louis V's, no mileage.
Yo, ready?
Where you at, Ramadan?
Walk one night, please.
Your big friend Wilson of the road a chat up him out,
No star, me and them boy they are my friend. Them boy they are inform.
If I see inform for me not quote, but me must come around, must come around. Finger tell the feds I make boat, but me must come around, must come around. Me not inform, me prefer get the port, can me must come around, must come around. Big up the man them pan the fort, can me must come around, must come around. Inform I testify, if I see them they do I see me fry. But me business multiply, me customer them a full supply. All the one Danny, when farm for we put him na the caddy. Them sell him to him granny. Wait till we catch him friend in from Marani. Stand and if I see him farm for me na quote, but me must come around, must come around. Him go tell the feds I make boat, but me must come around, must come around. Me nah inform, me prefer get the port, can me must come around, must come around. Big up the man them pan the fort, can me must come around, must come around.
Hey, ring the alarm. Hey, whoa. Ring the alarm. Another sound is dying. Whoa. Hey, ring the alarm. Another sound is dying. Whoa. Hey, some sound like a big jump on. Listen to sound, it's a champion. Run the dance in any session. Rock up the woman and rock up the man. Ring the alarm, another sound is dying. Whoa, hey, ring the alarm, another sound is dying. Whoa, hey, Tita-to, we beat them all in a row. Donkey want water, but you hold him Joe. Tita-to, we beat them all in a row. Takas want water, but hold him Joe. Ring the alarm, another sound is dying. Whoa, hey, ring the alarm, another sound is dying. Whoa, hey, four big sound in a one big lawn. The dance sound I play, the other three keep calm. Four big sound in a one big lawn. The boom sound I play, the other three keep calm. Ring the alarm, another sound is dying. Whoa, hey, remember this sound, it's a talk of the town, talk of the country. Hey, rock Mr. Charlie, rock Miss Munchie, talk of the country. So ring the alarm, another sound is dying. I
hotter than the beam of Kina me. And that me I tell you, girl. Let me give you a small tour of the Caribbean. And that me I tell you, girl. Come make we have some makeup sex in a divan. And that me I tell you, girl. You know me hate when you scream and fight. Make me wind up on your body we clean and tight. Your friends always I tell you me nah move right. And you unhappy every time you're there home at me know say. You know unhappy you're the woman I dream about me. No man where you have never yet read. Babe, don't cry when me leave out. Anything where your friend them a speak about me. Only you, nah, only you, yeah, only you.
Nobody gonna catch my eye. Girl, it's only you and I.
Believe me, babe.
No girl gonna get my love. No girl gonna get no.
Believe me, babe.
Why lie about the way I feel about my baby, my little baby? The kissing ain't nothing without the passion. I miss you talking and I need action. Now give me no half cause I don't need no fraction. Just wanna wake up in the morning with you beside me, with all of our problems behind me. It was like yesterday, you were my baby. And now you can dance with anybody because you think I'm with anybody. My body can't do it just for anybody. My body can't lose just anybody. I only want.
Yes, Naya. Cool na aya. Who am I? It's just a girl, them sugar.
Music Mo.
All right.
Radio.
Yeah, I know. Oh, na 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 na. Oh, na 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 na. Hey! Sim Simma, who got the keys to my bimmer? Who am I? The girls, them sugar. How can I make love to a fella in a rush? Pass me the keys to my trucks. Who am I? The girls, them lock. And I, we make love to precious. You ever buck a girl with deep like a bucket. Draw for your niggle like your niggle can't stitch it. Draw for your oxen like a cow, you wanna chop it. Draw for your pickaxe like a gun, you wanna dig it. It's like a riverside up on the bank and you take it. It's like a bicycle so you hold it and dash it. So you watch it, so you crash it. She a tell you say you grab it. Girl, she a beg you wanna ball, say fi stop it. Batman plug in and me a move like a electric. It's like a basketball, she take time out fi bomb it. Well, listen to me silent, well, listen to me lyrics. I be the man there and me a drop it. I said Sim Simma, who got the keys to my bimmer? Who am I? The girls them sugar. How can I make love to a fella in a rush? Pass me the keys to my trucks. Who am I? The girls them lock. And I we make love to pressure. Anything she want, I will give it unto she. I can't believe today my friend them tell me that she flee. I don't believe he's angry and I don't believe he's grief. I don't believe it's Susan or the other girls I read. Love for me, she have, that is the only thing I need. I don't intend right now just to lose my main squeeze. Oh, Guantanamela, you a killer. Girl, you watch you on me body under pressure. Man, see your body all a kill mosquito. When your body right, just to know you got the power. But Sim Simma, who got the keys to my bimmer? Who am I? The girls them sugar. How can I make love to a fella in a rush? Pass me the keys to my trucks. Who am I? The girls them lock. And I we make love, 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 love. Why the girl?
Hot walk.
Yes,
Hot walk.
what me say?
Hot walk.
Give up.
Hot walk.
Mommy and girls.
Hot walk, hot walk, hot walk. I.
Wine with it, wine with it.
Hot walk with it.
Wine with it, wine with it. Girls, splash your fingers with it. Wine with it, wine with it.
Hot walk with it.
you kill 'em with it. Me why you kill 'em with it. Me why you kill 'em with it. Me why you kill 'em with it. Kill 'em with the, kill 'em with the, kill 'em with the head side. Kill 'em with the no. Just make a boy know you're not blow. Head side. Kill 'em with the no. No boy ain't got no secret for your wow. Head side. Kill 'em with the no. Just make a boy know you're not blow. Head side. Kill 'em with the no. Tell them say Vegas say so. Me why you kill 'em with the. Me why you kill 'em with the. Me why you kill 'em with the. Kill 'em with the. Kill 'em with the no. Me why you kill 'em with the. Me why you kill 'em with the. Me why you kill 'em with the no. Me why you skin your teeth. 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 Me why you skin your teeth and make me see it. If you're sure from your phone, say you never tweet. You wanna freak, one man you keep, and him never get complaints, say you deep. You make your bow, you no answer to yo. And a one man a sample your chow chow. Knit up your bro, make a guy know. Say if he moving blow, and sing again. Kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it. No, kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it, kill 'em with it. No, head side, kill 'em with it. No, just make a boy know you're not blow. Head side, kill 'em with it. No, no boy ain't got no secret for your wow. Head side, kill 'em with it. No, just make a boy know you're not blow. Head side,
Hell yeah, I don't wanna lose you this time. I win him. No time, I'm gonna winnie wanna your love they do me one time. Oh my, I'm getting mommy. Show me how you feeling this night. Almost in your love, say now winnie wanna your love they do me this night. Yeah, I need your grace. Me never relent. My love no get shape. No matter the case. But my music give me bass. My sweet bass. So my love no get shame. For you all day. Every night, every day, me gon' need my baby to call on me, close to me, yeah. By the time when you dey wake up in the morning, man, I dey buy you cyphery, make you fall for me. Oh yeah, choro, ja, choro, whoa. You want keep it?
When I reach Poland, they're calling me Odogu. And as I enter the town, I put down for Odogu. And nobody can stop you. And so we they fly past you. Over any obstacle, it be Odogu. Say now who they draw the map, you Odogu. You are looking at the champion, Odogu. Why the girls they shaking ass, you Odogu. With the person with the cash, you Odogu. Aje, kekele, Odogu. Aje, kekele, Odogu. Aje, kekele, Odogu. Champion. Make up in mind, just to go. Bounce to the sound while I bounce with the do. Serve yourself, not the matter with the do. I'ma eat this slow. Move, make a move. I go slide, then you go sink like a boat. Me, I just did laugh like say life is a joke. I'm like you broke girls with they clean, with they go. If your boyfriend don't get money, then they can't go. Come back. When I reach Poland, they're calling me Odogu. And as I enter the town, I put down for Odogu. And nobody can stop you. And so we they fly past you. Over any obstacle.
Still go, baby, got my reasons. And she know that, let me know ya. I'm hooked on you, but girl, I got my reasons. Get closer, let me know ya. I'm hot still though, baby, got my reasons. And she know that, let me know ya. I'm hooked on you, but girl, I got my feelings. Get closer, let me know ya. I'm hot still, girl, baby, got my reasons. And she know that, let me know ya. I'm the one, but baby, got my reasons. Sissy, mommy, move that body, bend it over, make it roll ya, pop and roll ya, move slow motion, take it over, do it over. Let's get together and run away through the night, yeah. You type of girl that just wanna fuck through the night, yeah. All of these bitches just wanna have a menage, yeah. I need a girl who just wanna love me tonight, yeah. She wanna trap me just like we live in a band, no. She not the type to just go and give it away, no. Most of these niggas, they hear me understand, no. I can't be trusting these women, they all the same, no. Get closer, let me know ya. I'm hot still, girl, baby, got my reasons. And she know that, let me know ya. I'm hooked on your book, girl, I got my reasons. Get closer, let me know ya. I'm hot still, girl, baby, got my reasons. And she know that, let me know ya. I'm hooked on your book, girl, I got my reasons.
Girl, you luxury for true. You know I do give a lots of me for you. Another world I'll do what the reaper do. Stayed awake when the rest went to sleep on you. Who went to sleep on you? I don't think you wanna hear you loud and clear. How about you whisper to me, I don't care. If I could, I would stay with you 1,000 years. Yes, so I know it'll be 1,000 clear. True say I'm known, my love vitalize Damascus. Why you think I'm in the club with something in my boxes? Why you think when you feel sick I treat you like the doctors? I love you, baby, I love you like a fat kid with some chocolates. Boom, 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 she wrote. Don't think she can see though. When you wonder why I'm on the line in time for you though, I keep it 100 with my number.
I wanna hang out with you all night, hold your skin tight. You're the one that I can think of, the only one that I can think of. I'll never change, just say my name, I'll be on time. You're the one that I can think of, the only one that I can think of. We need to link up.
Oh Lord, 20-something acting grown up and so big wit when she rose up, no. Every text is like you're so dumb, I'm so done. Hey gal, calm down, that body looking right. What you saying? Finna give you some tonight, eh? Thinking to myself, I swear she moving hella fruity. She said she want a man, but that I'm boozy. Look, I see you causing Carney and Carney. Pussy dripping designer, Louis, Gucci, Fendi and Money. Body like Beyonce, kinda look like Kalani. Here, take the car keys, I'm wavy, I'm finna cause a tsunami. If I see something I like, I ain't thinking twice. I say we live for the moment as we only get one life. Tell me what's on your mind, there's no need to be polite. It's looking like we're gonna be here all night.
I wanna hang out with you all night, hold your skin tight. You're the one that I can think of, the only one that I can think of. I'll never change, just say my name, I'll be on time. You're the one that I can think of, the only one that I can think of. We need a link
Mo Music Mo Radio.
Just call me when you're home. There ain't nothing left to say. I just wanna see the sexy figure eight. I just wanna see the Coca-Cola shake. I got a cocktail. Tell him I'm way. Tell him I'm the business like please do. She said I'm a lot, yeah. Make love till we talk, yeah. I want a minute to retire, yeah. So I gotta get the stock hot, yeah. There ain't nothing left to say. I bring fire to the place. Stepping clean to the rave. In my setting trendsetter, yeah. Guys wanna sauce like me, but they always playing catch up to me. You can't step up to me, step up to me. I'm a different kettle fish. You wish you could, you wish. You wish you could, you wish. You wish you could, you wish. You wish you could. Yo, tryna get that money fast. Do it on my J's, hustler. She thought that money's coming from up, sir. But baby, I've been ballin' like Jordan. She likes it when a guy makes money, she says. She drawn to me like bees to honey these days. She ain't here for the dough still, cause she's got bread like King's Mill. Ride away with tsunami, just call me when you're home. There ain't nothing left to say. I just wanna see the sexy figure eight. I just wanna see the Coca-Cola shake. I got a cocktail. Tell him I'm way. Tell him I'm the business like please do.
I'm just out here doing my thing. Ain't no telling no what's it gonna be. Looking at the time, yeah, and the rolling. Instead emotion, to know what they think. I'm gonna live like it's a movie, but just know what it's gonna be. No love devotion. Ooh, all my condition critical. Ooh, yeah. So hard to change everything I know. Ooh, trying to keep it on the low. Ooh, yeah. But nothing I do ain't regular. I'm just living my life, I trust my way. Even forget what they say. No way, not today. I'm just living my life, I trust my way. Even forget what they say. No way, not today. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life, I trust my way. Even forget what they say. No way, not today. Don't need no.
¿En serio? Tú sabes que estoy con alguien, así que ¿por qué me sigues llamando? ¿O en serio me extrañas tanto?
Oh no. It's Vito, baby. Yeah. I can't lie. I can tell you're jaded, baby. Wipe your eyes. Don't let him see that he got the best of you. Girl, I'll take the rest of you. Look, I got a question for you. Is it worth it? Real love, do you think you deserve it? Cut him off, go and find your purpose and get you with the good that's solid. Personally, I'll do more than support your dreams, baby. Get you and me. It's time to boss up. Fix your credit, girl, get at it. Get your bag up. Hit that gym and get back fine. Go get that degree, go girl, focus on me. Unlock potential that you didn't know you had in you. Know that, hey. Oh yeah, it's time to mix it up and get your glow, girl. I know that you gon' get it, you got so much. Don't let nobody tell you that it's over. I want you to know that, girl, you got it, you got it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You got it, you got it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you my little baby. I'm gon' make it known. Let that nigga hate, girl. What is he gon' do? Get back your honor. It's cool, I know you stayed down. Girl, f that drama. If it ain't about the money bound, you know you the. I don't even gotta say, hey. I know you gon' win, shawty. You just gotta play, hey. Girl, I'm gon' let you know you got it. Every chance that I get, don't you doubt it. No, I'm not perfect, but I promise I'm worth it, girl. You know you deserve it. Stop playing. It's time to boss up. Fix your credit, girl. Get at it. Get your bag up. Hit that gym and get back fine. Go get that degree. Go, girl. Focus on me. Unlock potential that you didn't know you had in you. Know that. Hey. Oh yeah. It's time to mix it up and get your glow, girl. I know that you gon' get it. You got so much. Don't let nobody tell you that it's over. Girl, it ain't. I want you to know that, girl. You got it. You got it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You got it. You got it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you my little baby. I'm gon' make it known. Let that nigga hate, girl. What is he gon' do? Oh yeah. It's time to mix it up and get your glow, girl. I know that you gon' get it. You got so much. Don't let nobody tell you that it's over. I want you to know that, girl, you got it.
It's official. 1, 2,
It's 3. Official. We're here for a particular reason.
Time to put the kids to bed.
And that reason is...
It's time for the full 180.
Guess who's back? You know who it is. It's none other DJ TRKKY. And we on Mo Music, More Radio, where our goal is to always motivate the masses with the music, man. Look, I know you tuned in and know you're ready for another hot edition of the full 180 Convo, man. Look, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate everyone here. Tiffany was very instrumental. Lisa, Caesar, Waylon, and Bree. I know you and your PhD husband, so I understand. It's all good. But she was there and she hit me up. But when I tell you they were very instrumental in my time away, they did their thing, and that's why I say I'm not any good without them. We are a team, hands down. And from the bottom of my heart, for my family, we appreciate all your love, your support, your thoughts, your prayers, bringing food. Tiffany came over and enjoyed the fam, and now she know all my deepest, darkest secrets with my family. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody but God. But, but man, look, we enjoyed everyone who came over to soothe my mother, and of course to wrap their arms around my brother and just to love on us. So thank you. But I am back. We are here. I am dealing with the fam. So you know what I'm saying, we're gonna get right into it. Why wait? Y'all know you've been waiting on us, and we've been waiting on you. But before we do anything, I have to say a big shout out to every woman that's here. Does not matter if you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. Today is International Women's Day. But I want to switch it and say, I just want to give love to all my Nubian queens, the 3 that's in here, and my mother, of course, Charles' mother, our mother, Waylon's mother, Cece, his sister. If you are a black woman, let us first give you all your props before we do anything else today.
It's official right now. In 4 minutes or less, we gonna crown all of them right now. My mama, your mama, your baby's mama's mama's mama. This is dedicated to you, wife, you. If you're near a woman right now, wherever you at, just turn to him and say, this is dedicated. You are appreciated. This is dedicated. I appreciate your smile. Thank you. And I know how much it takes to carry and birth a child. Thank you.
So I want to take this time to read this, and I found this poem and I thought it'd be fitting because I thought about these 3 ladies in here. So it says, as a daughter, you are bubbly and cute. As a wife, you are strong and loving. As a mother, you always care. As a grandmother, you are always there. As a woman, you make life worth living. So there is just a single word for you, that you are the best in everything you do. On this special day, I want to salute all 3 of you. Happy Women's Day to you. And not just today, but tomorrow, 2 weeks from now. Because we talk about we don't get any leeway or whatever, but if you got a mama, you understand some things they endure that they don't ever say out loud. So we want to make sure that we give these 3 ladies in here they props today. So fellas, put your hands together. Let's salute these ladies. And with that being said, you know, I'm always, please leave the mouse alone. You know, I'm always coming in bearing gifts. No. When you mess with your mouse in front of this one. You good? We working it out. You know, I keep adding. It ain't damn this beat. So, ladies, of course, here are your gifts.
Look at the gentleman coming.
That's why he the gentleman.
Gents.
Those are from the fellas. They ain't necessarily for me.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for the fellas, man. So, from you to my own mother to my sister, whatever woman is listening, we salute you today, man. We definitely appreciate all that you do because you are the woman that we seem to complain about, but we can't do nothing without. So thank you. All right, speaking of our woman. What today? We have to get to our church announcements. But none other than our first lady, your homegirl, Hey, ladies. It's KC Estelle. I love Rick.
So saved all the time.
You got let him use it. Let him use it. Let him use it. Come on, Casey.
Hello, everybody out there in full 180 Convo land. We are coming to you with the full 180 church announcements. Our weekly announcements are the weekly package for $50, which is our sponsorship and promo pricing. Again, weekly package is $50. It's a 60-second ad played 4 times a day. It's a 20-minute spotlight on your business/organization and a guest appearance on 2 of our shows. Then we also have the monthly package, which is $150. It's a 60-second ad played 4 times a day, 2 20-minute spotlight on your business, organization, and guest appearances on 2 of our shows as well. And then we have, for you guys that want to be private investors, I said investigators, private investors, email us at
what you doing.
Email us at thefull180convo@gmail.com. Again, for you private investors, it's email us at thefull180convo@gmail.com. Also, we have our own DJ Tricky on the 19th of this month at Harlow in Deep Ellum, bringing the good life rooftop vibe. So let's come out and be there for DJ Tricky as he spins on the 1s and 2s at Harlow in Deep Ellum on March the 19th.
So I had some people call me and ask me what the dress code was.
Oh, it's casual. You know, it come in your jeans. You come looking like Pretty Reggie all the time. You know, you good. You want to wear your button down, polo, jeans. It's cool. It's casual. Come out, have a good time. We're going to roll. You know, I'm going to take you from back in the Gap and bring you all the way up to today.
And if you are interested in the address, it is 2823 Main Street in Dallas, Texas. And the doors will open at 9 p.m. with an admission of $5. So again, for 180, let's be there to support. And everybody in Dallas, Fort Worth area, come out and support our very own DJ Tricky. We also have the Juneteenth celebration that we are going to be a part of. It's a live show, so we're super excited about that. I think our DJ Tricky and our DJ Legends and our Pretty Reggie are excited about the show today. They are dancing the entire time. But we do have the Juneteenth that is coming up in, of course, June, on the 19th of June. They're in Fair Park starting at 11 a.m. So if you want to be a part of that, come out. It's going to be a great time. We are going to have a good time being live, spreading good content to everyone. So if you want to be a part of the full 180 Convo and see a live show, ask questions, this is the opportunity for you to come and partake. We also have, and this is last but not least, the DFW Small Business Vendor Expo coming up on March the 27th. They're at the Music City Mall in Louisville. The address for that is 2401 South Stemmons Freeway. They're in Louisville. Brother Antoine White is with the Young Black Entrepreneurs. That will be from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. And if you want to get in contact with Antoine, give him a call at 314-630-4465. Now, today's sponsors by the very own Bishop Ontario Jones and Lady Jones over there at TCAP. They are bringing good word to you every Sunday at 10:30. So if you're looking for a church, if you just happen to want to skip out on your church and go to their church that Sunday, it is over there at TCAP off of Wichita Street in Fort Worth. And again, the services are at 10:30 with Bishop Jones and Lady Jones. And that concludes our full 180. what is it? Church announcement. Please cover yourselves accordingly.
Was you dipping in the communion juice?
I was. I had a couple of crackers and a couple of juice.
And maybe something. She took a little bit more than one cup.
What is this?
Sip. Cracker.
I drew a blank.
Oh my God! I mean, she looked straight at Bree like.
She didn't know what it is. Billy.
Church announcements.
Look, today's motivational quote I got from my main man Reggie. Reggie, you and all these posts on your page. He got a funny one. You need to go see it. You do too much, boy. But the quote is, God will bless you in the front of the same spirit. Well, excuse me. God will bless you in front of the same spirit that tried to break you. Roll with that one today, man. Hope that helps you get through your week. We're going to get right into it, man. Look, it's been a minute. I ain't been here, so all I've been here is listening.
Here we
I can't
go.
talk. You right, the boy is back. You know what I'm saying? Call me fourth quarter Kobe. But no, we're going to get into it today, man. Look, and before I go into it, I got to introduce my family. They in the building. So you listen to the sounds of my brother, DJ Legend. Of course, to my left is none other than El Boogie, Chef L, Lisa. The gentleman next to her, that's not Casper, that is Pretty Reggie. Pastor. Right there in front of you, man. That is my dude. And next to him is none other than the one here, the quitter, a.k.a. she'll lullaby you. It's KC Estelle. And the inquisitive one, she'll read your mind and make you sell her what she needs. Is Dr. B. And I am yours truly, DJ TRKKY. They call me the bomb because I'm the radio. Let's get into the topic, man. Look, we thought about something. You know what I'm saying? It is Women's Month, so I want to keep that in the flow for the whole month, right? So this is the topic. I want to talk about healing and closure. And there's a couple things, I thought we need to get into that. I don't ever do that without no research.
Here we go.
So they say it's 5 ways to find closure. But, first of all, y'all know how we do. We got to get the definition. So, in your words, what is closure?
It is closing a chapter of something that happened. It's ending it, letting it go. That's my opinion.
Okay.
I would say closing a chapter, it's giving the... I don't want to say the issue or the problem, but you are giving it a solution.
Okay.
Closure.
Anyone else?
I don't think, sometimes it's not even a solution necessarily for all parties. It's a solution for your own peace of mind.
That's what I'm saying. It's a solution for myself.
But I think a lot of people don't understand that. They think just because it's solved for you or if it's closed for you, that the other person is on that same page. But it doesn't matter as long as that you are closed and letting it go and have your peace of mind and you're able to move on, then that's what matters.
I think I would say acceptance. Just accepting that the situation is what it is.
I like that.
And it just is what it is. That's acceptance from everything, from job. Y'all know I'm across the board, job, relationship, your goals. I mean, everybody should still be growing, but major goals should have a closure to them. You should already, did that and moved on to the next thing. So.
Okay. So with that being said, it said closure means finito, a letting go of what once was. Finding closure implies a complete acceptance of what has happened and an honoring of the transition away from what's finished to something new. Okay, so
let it go.
Said. So now we have definition of closure. So let's go and get to the meat and potatoes thing, because I don't like to play games. So my question is closure necessary?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why? Because if we done, we done.
But who determines that you're done? Yeah. You have to determine that you're done.
When I got up and left that night, we were done.
Over. Beneath.
Okay, so
finished.
But that's still yourself.
You can say, I woke up packed my clothes and was done. But was your heart disconnected?
That ain't got nothing to do with me. You walked out the door and shut the door.
It absolutely does. It has everything to do with it. I see so many people.
Hold on. We're going to spread it around.
I see so many people say, I'm done because they didn't pack their clothes or they didn't got upset or they didn't whatever. But that heart was still entangled. And as long as that heart was entangled, there was no closure. And they went back, or they talked about it every day, or they was pissed about it every day, or they cried every day. So just because you walk up out of there don't mean this had anything to do with you walking up out of there. Mm-hmm. That heart is a situation.
And see, I agree with that. So when mine actually packed up his stuff and walked out the door, I was already done before he did that. So for me, in that case, him leaving was the closure that I needed, because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't somewhere where just kind of tangled up in my feelings. I wanted to make sure that I was actually done, and that for me was confirmation, because I didn't feel anything about it. I was actually relieved. I'm glad he had did all the hard work before I got home.
But if you was done, why didn't you just tell him? Why you just wait?
Because I wasn't sure that I was completely done. I was kind of still in my feelings about it and not wanting to hurt him. So it was just, and we were married. So, you know, you don't just get up and walk away when things get hard. So in my mind, we're married. Let's see if we can actually get past this. But when I got home and he had packed up all of his stuff and moved out, that was good enough for me. I mean, of course, I was still hurt a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
We were married, so I kind of still wanted to try. But when he did that and he was clear to me that he was done, then it was like, okay, well, we can both be done.
But I don't think you're ever completely done with somebody that you've invested with. You still have some type of attachment, whether it's a thought process, scenarios. You never are completely done with a relationship, because you always bring that baggage, no matter, and I don't even want to call it baggage. Let's say learning tools, if you want to use a better use of a word. I mean, if you are friends, and me and Tiffany talked about this the other day, if you are friends with a person, just because the relationship, a sexual relationship or boyfriend-girlfriend relationship don't work, if you're truly friends, you'll be able to sever those ties. But you're still going to have your heart into it. So I don't think anything is ever closed. But for me, when you pack your bags and walk out the door, that means you're done. And I'm done. Period.
So what y'all think? Brothers?
I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm like, all right, true closure is almost like trusting yourself. Mm-hmm. I trust myself not to go back to what I've been through, because sometimes those emotional attachments, if I see something, if I smell something familiar, if something happened, it's like, man, I may be missing that. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm really truly done and it's like, okay, I've accepted it in my mind, and like Tiff said, if I accept it in my heart, that's the closure. Because I'm not going to allow myself to get wrapped back off into something that probably caused me harm in the first place.
I feel the same way, because with my closure when I actually left, but I still had that process. I still had to heal to keep to myself first. And then when I figured out myself, I knew I was closing. My heart wasn't in no more. Pretty much, I was just done. I wish I would have knew that early in the marriage, because I would have been done that first time when that situation happened, because that would have been closed, period.
So which one comes first, the healing or the closure?
That's right.
Come on. Get out my questions over here. Come on, boy. Hey, because what I was going to say was what y'all talking about, it sounds like emotional disclosure. Listen, hold on, give me a second. And I had it right here. Okay, so what emotional closure means that you can close the book on your situation. It's associated pain. You can put the book of pain on the shelf, and you would no longer have to take it down and read it from it on a daily basis. So when I thought of this, and of course I had this conversation with other people, my thing is, what I'm going to say is, I disagree with all y'all. None of y'all had closure. Because when you was trying to get closure, and you wanted a reason. Like I know Tiffany. Tiffany has to have a why. Just tell me why and that. But did you really get closure? I just told you something that you grabbed and said, okay, that's gonna be the closure. I'm done. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in the visual. When a young lady that I got engaged to told me that you love me, but you love God more, and God told you to leave me, then I asked you, is this the same God that told you that I was everything you prayed for when you first met me? She said, yeah. I walked away from it. Then we later had a conversation for me to get closure. I didn't get closure. How you get closure when somebody tell you asking why, and you saying, did I do this, this, and that, and they tell you didn't do nothing?
That's not closure.
So did I get closure? Or did I just say, okay, cool, let you have it? So think about it. Before y'all ever get closure.
I don't think I ever got closure from my first marriage. I don't think I ever got closure.
Why?
I think I got an excuse.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Not meaning to cut you off, Lisa, but do you think certain events in a relationship could speed up the process of wanting closure and healing? Because I've been through a lot. So I was like, oh yeah, that's making me not like you. That's making me not like you. That's making me not like you. I went through all of that. So I agree with Bree, and I agree with you too. And I'm gonna say why. When it came to Bree, about time I got asked for a divorce, I was like, yeah, let's go on and do it, because I had already checked out 2-3 years before. So the divorce was easy. When I got put out, okay, see you when I see you. But I understand the closure side too. For me, it just has to make sense. And you can, even if you say, my discernment is good, so I still know. But even if you say it to me, it's just closure for me to say, Tiffany, if you say to me, Tiffany, I left you because I thought your feet stink. Cool. At least I know you thought my feet stink. I can move on and be done with it. It is what it is for me.
And see, my second marriage, I never really knew why I knew why we got a divorce, because we just couldn't get along and there was a lot of things that was going on. But I never asked, why did you finally decide to divorce me? I just knew that I came home. It was on Valentine's Day, so I'm thinking, we can come home, we can talk. Yeah,
that hurt.
We can come home.
That's only
we can talk about it. We can get over whatever issues we had.
Right.
And I left a message on the phone, so he was clear that I was trying to work things out. But I got home and found that everything was still packed up and everything was gone. And I was like, okay. And then he finally came. I'm not going to tell y'all the whole story. It's just the police got called on me, but that's okay.
But he was ignorant. Right? That's what you're saying. He was ignorant.
I believe
but it was only because
it was Valentine's Day.
I wanted him to hurry up and go. Like, you packed up already, so why are you here now? Why did you leave this one thing so that you could come and put some drama in my day? I'm done. Me and the kids gonna eat this Valentine's cake and everything we had. Like we did. We had a good time. And I never really went back and asked why. It was just, okay, we just done.
I know about that Valentine's Day. That's when I got divorced.
What is wrong?
Now check this out now.
Yes, sir.
What you say, true closure, because I'm just thinking about it. So what you say, true closure comes from when, I had it in my head, comes from when you allow the thing not to control you.
That's what I feel like closure is. When it don't control you.
So I'm going to go with you on that. How does it control you?
When it controls you, when you actually bring that into something else, and it's like
I'm just finna go,
and I'm still carrying on my hurt into somebody that don't even deserve it.
Right? Or you just bitter, or you walking around depressed, or you walking around feeling self-worth. Feeling worthless. Like you, I don't think closure is closure until you really can look at that person and say hello and don't get mad.
Because I'm going to tell you that the reason why I thought about this is not on a relationship tip. I'm looking at a father and son relationship. Because I didn't grow up with my dad. And then I started, when I finally, we just now really, it's been a 30-year gap, since me and my father really talked. And now we just like best friends right now. But, I didn't, it's like I allowed all of that time to go by. And now I've actually found closure to where I'm not really mad at, why you really wasn't in my life. We can move on towards bigger and better things.
And I agree with you. I could say that even with the passing of my father, I was somewhat okay because a lot of things that we went through and our relationship wasn't peaches and cream, but I got a chance to tell him everything I needed him to know. Yeah. And I found closure in that. I felt like, you know, we got to a place of functioning, if that makes sense. Right. So if you just tuned in, we're talking about closure and healing. And you keep that question because I'm gonna come back to it. But you said something else that I was gonna lead to, and then we're gonna take a break. So you said if you don't have this closure, you said it controls you, you take it to another relationship. So when you do that and somebody starts pointing out signs, why do we become in denial of it? When I say, you know, you still hurt. Yeah. You still hurt. And then we get into an argument. I ain't hurt. I ain't. Yes, you are. You still hurt because you still talking about him.
But I think a lot of people are still hurt. I think we tend to just sit here and say that we move from a relationship and we don't have scars and we don't have afterthoughts and we don't have pain. We still harvest those pains even though you get it off your shoulder and off your chest because your guard is up. You already know that what hurt me from this relationship, I'm not going to allow it to do it in this relationship. So you're going to carry those things to a next relationship. You can't not push that relationship to the side and put it in your head that it never happened, because it did happen.
I would say two things. One, it depends on how much time you've invested into the relationship, how much effort you put into the relationship. Secondly, I would say it's also about your self-growth, because for me, I know that if I haven't grew within myself, I haven't recognized some of my common denominators that have continuously happened in these relationships and realized that it was me and I don't change those things, then the cycle will continue. So I would say that closure comes with dealing with the time and the things that you've invested into this relationship, as well as self-exploration.
So stay there, since you Dr. B, I'm gonna ask this question and the rest y'all can answer. Could closure also be a transfer of energy? Meaning, sometimes when you meet, and you taught me this a long time ago, when you meet someone who is messed up, we're gonna use it that way, or had not have been healed, you get with them and then you become Superman, put your cape on. Then they transfer all that negative energy on you because you take it to be their support system. And then if they break up with you, it's like now all that's on you and they living their life la vida loca. So how do you get closure in that way? Because there ain't no relationship no more. Y'all just broke up.
Well, that's interesting you say, because you know I'm all about that transfer of energy, because I've dealt with that for a long time, to where people say I'm just cold-hearted now, and I'm not cold-hearted. I just choose not to own other people's responses and reactions to certain things. You know, I don't allow anyone to put their hurt onto me anymore. I will listen and I would give advice if it's asked. But at the same time, I'm going to tell you what I believe to be true, whether it's true for you or not. But this is my opinions about it, and you ask. But at the same time, I don't take on others people's emotions as much as I used to. And it makes me come off insensitive sometimes. It's just I have my own stuff I got to deal with.
Yeah. Because I think that's me. Because I take Tiffany's thing now. And I say it once a day. Pick an emotion and stick with it. Like I can't keep yo-yoing back and forth. 1 minute you're here, the next minute you're there. Yeah. And I had to learn that I cannot be responsible for your feelings, and I have to be more responsible for mine. So in that, it helps you heal better, because my demon in a relationship is taking on everybody's emotions and trying to make sure everybody else is happy. Instead of taking care of myself, I'm the baggage. I'm the throw the balls at and store all the feelings. And so when it's time to make a break, I don't, because I'm worried about how this person's gonna feel. Because I can fix me, I think, but I'm really not.
And And all you're doing is just adding on extra luggage.
Adding on. So when it's time to break away, I'm like, well, I don't want to break away because I don't want to hurt their feelings. Because I know what hurt feels like. I know what it's like to get up in the morning and somebody tell you they don't want you or they don't want to be with you anymore. And you having to figure out how to reevaluate your life and put your life back together. So I know what that feels like. But I have to stop doing that. Because then what happens is I become toxic and I'll give out toxic. Because now I'm feeding this person something that's really not true.
That's good.
You can't be Captain Save a Ninja. You gotta be a Captain Save a self.
Yeah.
Man,
I've been ridiculed for saying I don't care how nobody feel. I don't. Only reason why I don't because
baby.
Only reason why I don't because adults are gonna do what adults want to do. As far as that whole transfer of energy thing, some people transfer their energy because they just be in their feelings. And I can't fool with you when you in your feelings. You was thinking one thing and that's what it wasn't. So now I gotta fool with your bad energy because you was in your feelings about something you heard or words you thought you missed me with that. Grow up, please. So that transfer energy again is real, but I'll be like, get out your feelings. Come on, Jasmine. So
choose
pick
one.
them up.
Pick an emotion.
Why was I thinking of that song? Oh man! Look, if you just tuned in, we're talking about closure and healing. Is there truly a difference? On the other side of the break, we're gonna get into L Boogie's health tip, your comments, as well as Pretty Reggie's question: what comes first, closure or healing? On the other side of this break, man. Let's see. Let's go.
¿En serio? Tú sabes que estoy con alguien, así que ¿por qué me sigues llamando? ¿O en serio me extrañas tanto?
Don't wanna fool, but you're still fooling. You know you gotta come back. Don't wanna fool, but I'm still fooling. You know I gotta come back. All you need right here, baby. Talk is cheap, baby. But you can always count on me. Now you found somebody. If you come around for the weekend, don't hold back on the feeling. If you go around, are we dealing? But I don't mind, baby. If you don't move away from me, if you don't tell somebody, don't wanna fool, but you're still fooling. You know you gotta come back. Don't wanna fool, but I'm still fooling. You know I gotta come back. All you need is right here, baby. Talk is cheap, baby. But you can always count on me. Now you found somebody.
Your life is the things you saw me. Then you tell me say your things you don't mean, baby. Yeah. You say me and you a build we one team. Me yet we find out you don't know what love means. But me still love when you wind up your face self. Yeah. Wind up your face self. Yeah, me still love when you wind up your face self. Wind up your face self, baby. Me can't stand you sometime, but me still love your waistline. We argue all the time, girl. You are one of a kind. Anyhow, your body is so good. Your body is so right. Your body is so good. Wanna see your blueprint. Your body is so good. Your body is so right. You're pretty like Christmas light. Wanna see your blueprint.
Story about this girl where I just meet. She looking fly, yeah, she looking at the boys looking like money right from my head down to my feet. And she just smile at me. I don't really know what it means. So, me, I'm in a bit of a limbo. But still, I will make a move on this young lady. Can I get your number, girl?
and you really want to set your event apart from others? Call Chef Lisa at Elite Treat. Chef L has been catering and preparing pastries since 2003. Being self-taught, she has dedicated herself to learn the tastes and textures of food, from soul food to Cajun to good old home cooking. Chef L takes pride in seeing her clients' face light up when they taste the food and the comfort it brings. Don't delay. Book Chef L today. You can reach out to Chef Lisa on IG at Elite Treat. That's ELITE_TREETZ. Once again, that's ELITE_TREETZ. Contact her today and make your special event elite.
Official. 1, 2, 3. We're here for a particular reason.
Time to put the kids to bed.
And that reason is...
It's time for the full 180.
Hello. Welcome back, everybody, to the full 180. We are going to go into our health tip. I was going to talk about the increase of sexual appetite for women since it's Women Month.
I'm listening.
Certain things, foods that you can eat to increase your sexual appetite. Also to make your essence down there a little bit better. So that's what I was going to talk about, but I was told to go a little bit.
All right, go ahead. Come on. Make it real quick.
So celery is one thing, and people don't like celery, but celery increases. It's a great source for sexual stimulation. Okay. Also bananas, avocado, almonds, mango, peaches, and strawberries, which we love strawberries. Eggs. Now, eggs have some type of thing in there that increases your vaginal dryness and your libido. It enhances it. So if you like eggs, eat a lot of them this month because it is Women's Month, so you can be rewarded gracefully. Also, with vaginal secretion, I can say secretion. I think it is. Sometimes we have a bitter taste to us. Sometimes, if you want to increase that to a more sweeter taste, they suggest you eat pineapples a couple of days before sex. Also peaches.
I like my smoothie. Okay.
I mean, go to make you a smoothie while you're down there. I mean, so those are things that you can eat that are really healthy that will go through your digestive system and make your essence a little bit better.
I just need to add celery to my smoothie.
So celery,
and eat
yes.
eggs on the side. Okay.
Celery does. So those are the things that we were talking about. Even watermelon. You love watermelon. Because again, these are fruits are water based. So again, it goes through your system and it absorbs better.
Celery, bananas, avocado.
I'm gonna buy y'all a carton of eggs tonight.
Pineapples and
strawberries.
Pineapples and peaches. A couple of days.
Look, I'm gonna add like Shirley Caesar. Pineapple, strawberries, eggs, cheese. So you name it.
And also, ladies, let's eat a lot of Greek yogurt. It keeps your body balanced. It controls the good and bad yeast in your system.
Yes, it does.
And also, it does, if you get the one with the fruit base, it does help with the...
Yes, it does.
So when they go take care of their business down there, you ain't bitter.
Oh, yes.
Because if you are, I'm going
to tell you.
That's you. That ain't me.
That's you, baby.
I got to go.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell like, since we talk, see, this is why I be getting in trouble, why we can't never stay on time. Brothers, let me tell y'all something. I learned these ladies got soap for they
like
it's a certain soap. There's you can order it. They call it the please soap, but they got their own soap for it.
Oh wow.
Then why we ain't came up with our own?
I just got Dove.
Man, I'm Chris. I like to be smooth.
We have a conditioner too.
Really?
No, there's a box for men. It's like the nut box or something. I look it up.
So here we go.
Yeah.
A men's box. So look,
they got a box.
Father's Day, we need to have this.
We just gonna have a whole panel. Yes. Look, man, if you just tune in more music and more radio. Our goal is to motivate and move the masses with music. My main man, the CEO, Mr. Malik, is always here Monday through Friday on the Mike Music Show. Monday and Friday, he's here with K-Flow. Getting in letting you know all the ins and outs and relevance in the new hip hop, either is international, national, or local. He got all the business for you. We're gonna get back into the topic, man. What we're talking about is closure and healing. And I said when we came back, we're gonna get into Pretty Reggie's comment. What comes first, closure or healing? And then I'm gonna add in there, what's more important?
I would say the healing. I mean, you know, because you want to be able to go to something else, like with a fresh mind, in a sense. You know, I mean, you don't want to be damaged. You don't want to be bagged. You know, you don't want to. You want to be able to. What's the old saying is you can't put old wine in the new wine skins. So you know you don't want to bring because they say if you put in old wine skins into something that's the bag will burst. So you don't want to go into a relationship where your bag is gonna burst. If that makes sense.
I would say
it's a parable right there.
I would say healing too, because sometimes you don't get closure, but that doesn't mean that you can't heal yourself. You can't move on to the next thing with a clearer understanding, an open heart. You know, like I say, sometimes it's been with some relationships that I never got closure from. Did I need them necessarily? I can't say I did or didn't, but I never got them. But that didn't stop me from moving forward as far as getting into other relationships. What stopped me from getting into relationships was me and where I was personally, professionally, all these other things that I was trying to accomplish, and I didn't really want to make time for a relationship. So it had nothing to do with being hurt from another relationship.
And I guess what I don't want to say the word stimulate, but what makes it important for out of the balance of the relationships to where it's like I need to get closure from this relationship. I need to get closer, or I may not need to get closer. Cause like you say, some of them really don't even matter. It's like, all right, cool. You know, it's just kind of one of them things that happen, and it's like we can just be gone and part ways or whatever. But I think it kind of goes back to somebody said as far as it depends on how long you've really been and how much you really invested and what you've really put off into the relationship.
Because after 28 years, I need an explanation.
Yeah.
You gotta had your kids, washed your drums.
But so let me ask you this: in your healing, how many of y'all can sit here and say when you started healing, you really figured out it was your fault?
Oh, maybe.
Absolutely, sure. I did.
So when you figured it out, how did you feel?
I was, oh Lord, I had a lot of emotions, and I'm one to say pick one. I didn't pick one during that healing process because I figured out that a lot of it was me because I was so used to being angry. I was holding on to the anger, so I just pinpointing him being the only reason why we parted ways. Now, mind you, were there things he did? Absolutely. But it wasn't until I got to myself and realized, oh, wow, Tiffany, you did this. Like, I would say things to myself like, well, I didn't tell him, but I showed him. So my actions showed me emasculating him. Not my words. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I had to go through that part. Like, I'll tell anybody, I learned more about marriage after divorce.
Right.
Yeah.
That's when I realized.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. That's when I realized, Tiffany, this is what. So, but it allowed me to be able to, my prayers to change. Okay, so this is what I need to pray for now that I've been through this. But yeah, it was hard for me because I saw myself, and myself was very ugly.
So why do you say, I know y'all can chime in, but let me ask you this, because you said something that was important. Why do you say you learned more about marriage after your first marriage?
Because I was able to see the flaws in it. I was able to see what I did, what God wasn't impressed with, what he didn't, what God wasn't pleased with. And I was able to sit back and reevaluate the whole process, why I was the way. Because for me, I didn't see wives growing up. I saw single mothers. So for me, don't come for my kids, but this dude, you can go on and attack him.
Right.
Because I don't know. But now, so my grandmother said, due diligence. Tiffany, are you cooking, cleaning, and having sex?
Them the three
so
things.
I cooked, clean, and had sex.
I mean,
there was no stretching
Mhm.
beyond cooking, cleaning, and having sex. And again, I had been a single mother, got married, and I raised with a bunch of single women. So I didn't see wifely duties, and I'm not making an excuse. Right?
You didn't see partnership.
So I know because our bank accounts weren't the same. I'm not about to put my money with your money because you spend your money foolishly.
Nah, but grandma always said, "Don't put your money over there."
I'm not doing it. Now, next time I know differently. Like there's a whole nother mental state that I have now for the next one, but. The one I had, we ain't put our money together because you spend money. Like your heart was too big, so you been about the block, a whole house, and while we sitting outside. No, I'm gonna need you to will that back in. So there were so many things that I allowed people to do to him because of my inner self and just not knowing. So I had to go and again pray and ask God a lot of questions regarding marriage, and I got answers. So that's why.
And a lot
I
of
learned
us
so much afterwards.
don't know. We don't know. We only know what we see. It's no different than going to school every day and being taught how to become a lawyer. You're gonna take what you learn in those books. It's not until you become a lawyer that you start learning another way when you're around different lawyers.
Sure.
So when you're not around other people that have healthy relationships, how do you know how to have one when you didn't see it? So again, you learn after marriage. You learn. For me, I learned that I could have been a better person as far as speaking up for myself because I had to take responsibilities for being in a relationship for 28 years of infidelity. It wasn't all his fault. Because every time I took him back, it said that it was okay. I didn't say anything. We argued for about 5 or 10 minutes, and it was over. And then we back again, and we did it again. Then it got to the point I didn't say anything. So you learn from each relationship. Now, what I've learned from this marriage is that I can't bring the traditional into the marriage, this new marriage. I can't be just the wife, just the laundry person,
your roles change,
and just the cook, because that's not what a man needs. A man needs a partner. A man needs someone that he can come home and he can talk to. Because in my mind, from what my mom told me, as long as those three things are done, a man is cool. And don't be arguing all the time, So, but that's not the truth. Communication doesn't mean arguing is not communication. And so you have to be able to sit down and have a conversation with somebody.
Sure. And I want to say, I'm not making an excuse. So I want to be really clear when I say that just because I was raised by single women doesn't mean that wifely information wasn't imparted. Because after a while you start seeking certain things to look at. You start looking at certain relationships that are now 15, 20, 25 years. So you ask, hey, how did you get here? What did y'all go through? And not to be in their business, but what did you go through to make it to
That
5?
far.
Like, I am such a time person. So that 1 year was a little something. So, but how did you get to 5? Because a lot of people say if you get to 5, you can
good.
get somewhere else. But then how did 5 get to 10? Like, because there's a change in people. And we've talked about this before. There's a change in people, and you may not change when he's changing. She may not change when he's you know what I'm saying? So it's so hard to embrace a difference when you're used to seeing one thing. And again, toxic, everything starts happening when you're not willing to embrace who you are and who they are as they evolve.
But you have to learn that. And I think for Albert and I, when we were married, all of us, it was 5 couples. We all got married within that same 2 years. So we didn't have anybody to look at to say, hey, this is how marriage is supposed to go. We were all learning. And so now it's like we're here after 28 years, 30 years. It would have been, 35 years now? So you're talking about 35 years of being married to somebody, and now you're trying to figure out who these people are. Who are you? Because you're not taught that. And if you don't go seeking it and going to look for it, and like you said, having people around you, how do you know? You and I talked about when we had the couples in here. Nobody ever told you to be your spouse's friend.
Hmm.
I ain't never heard that.
That's funny because I always, well, if I can, she'll probably chime in, but I've always been told that, you know, y'all need to have a friendship. In my situation, because I grew up and watched my grandfather, my grandmother, and there's no way you can go in. Now they'll go at each other, but you can't come in and go at both of them because you're gonna get your neck broke.
But you see how you saw that, right? I was taught. You saw that and you taught that. But for somebody who wasn't, that's where you get those toxic relationships from, because we don't know how to grow as a couple. Yeah. We don't know how to be a partner. We don't know how to be a friend. I need to be his friend sometime before I need to be his wife.
So Reggie, would you say that, because, you know, people use this comment, so it's cliche, from what she said, would that be something we'll say you're not equally yoked?
What it say that we are not equally yoked?
From what she just said. If you was taught one thing and I was taught another, would that say we're not equally yoked?
No, not necessarily.
Glad you said, because you said
teach each other.
But people use that because, well, first of all, I always say find out what that means before you start throwing that word around, and how it was actually worded in the book, the Holy Bible, because it doesn't. You can't use it to what we call equally yoked in a relationship. Now, and I want everybody to understand, we're talking about relationships, but this could be at your job, your mother, your father, you could trying to find closure, or maybe you didn't get a chance to get closure. Now you're trying to heal. So this, you know, don't just use it to one thing. You know, make sure you use it across the board.
Well, let me say this though. You're talking about two different people. I come from a place where friendship wasn't prevalent in a relationship, but then I meet you, and you were taught that friendship is the basis of a relationship. That makes you equally yoked, right?
But sometimes that's a struggle, because if I'm a communicator and you're not, we already in trouble. So people will say, "Oh, y'all not equally yoked." That doesn't. That I don't believe that means we're not equally yoked. I mean, this is something that you was taught. You grew up on this side of the tracks. I grew up over here. You grew up in Como, and I grew up in Highland Hills. Okay, so different things happen in different places. But when we come together, the thing you need to find out is, okay, you do this, I do this. This is why I say, dudes, women, when you're in a relationship, even at work, pay attention to your star player. Pay attention. Be observant. Shut up. Listen. Ask a question. Sit back and just listen. Because I can guarantee you, if you ask a woman the right question, she'll give you answers to all six of them.
I mean, equally yoked comes through communication.
Right.
I mean, it comes through consistent communication of y'all both trying to get on the same page. And if it's like, if you know, if I feel like I'm losing myself, then we not really getting on the same page, you know.
So what is the definition of equally yoked?
So I'm gonna use this analogy because I've talked to somebody before you answer that question. As long as you're not hard-boiled eggs, there's a way to become a beautiful omelet. Right. You take those eggs and you scramble them jokers up and add all those pretty delicious fixings and tomatoes and all that stuff. Bring all those beautiful colors together and make a beautiful omelet. It can happen.
Because I don't want anybody that's just like me. I don't want anybody that thinks like me, that smells like me. I want to be able to come together and we do it together, and I learn, you know.
Right.
And I think that's what made my first marriage good, because we did. I came from here and he was here.
Right.
Well, guess what happened? He brought me right on back down right here, because I didn't know anything about lights being turned off, not having money, not having this, having a budget.
Right.
We didn't learn that. My daddy's philosophy is you can't take it with you, spend it. So, you know, so he did teach that.
Right.
Where his dad taught him about saving, you know, and putting up for the future. So I learned that. So wouldn't that make you equally yoked when you're bringing something to the table?
Her analogy is perfect. What you just did is what y'all did. He did this, you did that. But you took the time to invest to become them scrambled eggs, and look where it went. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say we throw that word around, and it just, when you said that popped in my head.
So what does it mean?
So I got a question right quick. Do opposites do attracting? When people say opposite attract, you could be somebody's aggressive, somebody's laid back. Can that come together too?
I mean, it comes to like a completion. If you think of it that way, like she said, I would never want to have somebody who is exactly like me, because I can be annoying, I can be stubborn, I can be bullheaded, I can be a lot of different things, I can be petty. I don't want somebody who is like that with me 24/7. Now, can we have petty moments together? Yeah. Can we be petty and I may get upset about it and then they make a joke and make it better, or you know, stuff like that. That's cool. But to be exactly like me is, I could just be with myself.
Right. But that's what that's basically saying, is you have to be the same.
I think the opposite attracting also can bring creation in a relationship, because it's that's like, good. You know, we can be opposite and like, okay, you know, you can be creative in one way and I can be creative when we coming together to work, you know, on some kind of accord, you know, versus like you have a situation where you may not be organized, I'm organized, but we coming together to make something happen.
It's just like all of us. We were coming up with the events. Y'all already know I'm not a decorator. Y'all don't even not gonna even put me on that.
And I ain't touching this stuff over there.
I just show up and you tell me what to, you know what I'm saying? But we all come together and made it beautiful.
Tell me what to do. So look, if you just tuned in, man, we are talking about closure and healing. So to get back to that, my next question was, how long does it take you to heal? And when, two-part, when do you know that you've healed? Because some of us sometimes say, nah, you're not healed, you still hurt. Who are you to tell me that I'm still hurt?
I guess it depends on the person. It depends on how they heal. It's like, for me, my healing is, I knew I needed therapy when I got out that situation. Coming with this podcast is a healing for me, because we talk about everything, every aspect. So that's a healing process for me. Yeah, I'm still healing, but I'm way better than what I was when it first happened.
But how do you know?
Man, just the feel of it. You don't have that burden on your back about somebody that did you wrong and all that stuff and everything, and then you just healing yourself because you're getting back to yourself. You know yourself.
So do you still have triggers though? Like, is it certain things?
I have triggers.
Or a better word, do you still walk around with caution?
No.
Yeah.
I don't.
No caution at all.
And you know why I don't? Because I got back to my old self. I used to be like, you know what? Forget it. I don't care.
True.
Whatever.
That is true.
And that's me. But that's just me. Everybody else be different. That's just how.
But isn't it okay to have those? I mean, like,
I think it's a healthy balance of caution. You definitely don't want to go into the same situation that you've been in before, but at the same time, you don't want to miss out on something that could be beautiful. You know what I mean? And to answer your question, for me, I just go back to, I mean, we could talk about stuff outside of relationships, but those are the things that mean the most to me, because I can work with you one day, we cool, and the next day I don't like you, and it don't mean nothing to me. It don't bother me. But for me, the relationship part means a lot. And so with my first husband, I know that I'm healed when I get excited to see his fiance. When I'm out, they have a baby on the way. When I'm out thinking about clothes that I can buy for the little one that I think would be so cute, I'm excited for them. So I know that I healed. Now, if I was to be like, you know, oh, she's not as pretty as me, or I made him who he was, you know, then for me, that's not closure. That's not healing.
And that's something I was actually going to say. Realizing your own self-worth, you know, kind of turns to where, you know, if you're here, because you're not going to allow those comments, you're not going to allow those things that somebody told you down before. It's like, no, I know who I am. I'm not going to allow X, Y, and Z to you know, get to me, or what somebody say, you know, well, you know, you ain't all that. I know I'm all that. You know, I know I'm all in the bag of chips, you know, because that's how I feel. I feel better about myself. And like Charles, you know, said, you know, you're actually getting back to yourself. You know, because before you lost yourself. You know, so I think something big that you said because I'm better than what I was. That statement right there is big enough. You know, because some people don't get to that part. You know, they don't get to that I'm better than I was. They still get stagnant on where they are and where they were.
Yeah, I knew.
My bad, too. Matter of fact, Sunday, get the text. I think, oh man, the devil trying to mess with me today. Get this text from the ex talking about blah 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 blah. I came back at her so hard, she didn't know what else to say. And I was cool. I was like, I'm good, because I knew where I'm at now. And I was like, man, whatever.
Tim?
And I knew I was healed, kind of like Bree, when you can walk in there with Halle Berry, and I'm like,
good catch.
Good looking. That's what's up.
Right.
When I just don't care whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just live your life. Like, I was talking on the phone to you the other day, and it always makes me think of the Chrisette Michelle song, Blame It On Me.
Mm-hmm.
Say it's my fault. You can say I stabbed you, shot you, rode you up with a bus, shot you to the moon. As long as we ain't together no more,
Right.
I'm good.
Me
So,
I'm friends with my oldest sons. I catered him and his wife's wedding. You know, she came to my bridal shower. Like, dude, like we good, you know. And it's the same thing with my husband, my ex-husband. I want to see you happy, you know. Just because you wasn't happy with me, or we didn't make each other happy at some point in the marriage, that does not mean I don't want you to be happy. So I think that's when, like I said earlier, where you can speak to them and not be like, dang, I wish he just, you know, then I think you're healed. And but I still don't think you're still healed, because sometimes you go out through the day, I can say for me, and I'm like, dang, 28 years? What could we go wrong with 28 years? So then I'm sitting here thinking, am I harvesting on it?
So
or am I just...
So let me ask a question. So, and I call it mentionitis. So do you think consistently talking about that ex means you're not healed?
I think it's, for me, it's not that I'm not healed from him. I'm not healed from the marriage.
Gotcha.
That's the problem that I think I'm having letting go of. Because it's no different than sitting down, getting a job description from your job, saying this is what you got to do, blah, blah, blah. These are your accomplishments for the day, your goals, whatever. I had goals set mentally in my mind where I was supposed to be, because after 5 years, after 10, after 15, after 20, you're sitting here thinking in 25, I'm fully vested. And if Greg knew, I used to say that all the time. I'm fully vested, you know. So who would have thought at 28 years, I don't know anybody that got the divorce at 28 years. So it was a big shock for me. So my life was supposed to be at a certain level right now. So it's that part for me. It's not him. I can see him. I want him happy. I want him to be with somebody. I just asked him when we had something for the grandbaby over. I said, you are welcome to bring somebody over. When you going to start bringing somebody? You know, because I want you to feel comfortable and know that I'm comfortable with you doing that. Do I get mad when I sit here and think about, oh, I'm starting over? I had 28 years invested. I do get mad. And it's because I didn't prepare myself for the worst. I didn't have a plan B. Because my plan A was my marriage. I was taught in business class, you don't make a plan B. Because if you make a plan B, you can never focus on plan A. Your plan A is your way. You doubt yourself if you have a plan B.
Yeah. I know I felt like in my situations that I didn't feel special no more. When you can treat me like everybody else, I'm not important to you. I'm not special to you. If this is what you can do I'm not special no more. I'm just somebody else. And that's where I said I have to draw the line here. I had to figure out, and you said work. I had to say, Tiffany, if you can be married and he treats you like everybody else, this is not it.
Right.
You have to pack it up and walk away. And as you can see, I am divorced.
And I was going to add to what you said earlier. You know, I wouldn't say mentioning your past. Well, you said consistently. So that's something different. But mention your past, I think it's part of your history. It's part of what made you who you are presently. So for me, when I talk, people ask me that, well, why are you talking about your ex? It's not that I'm talking about him because I want him or that I still think about it. I mean, we have kids together, so we do have to communicate. but it's part of my history. That's that whatever I went through at that time, it taught me to be a new person that I needed to be who I am today. So it's ever evolving.
So do you think it could be offensive to the new person? Because see, I think we don't think about the
other person. Right.
Like,
they're coming into something.
Saying boom, 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 boom. We're not thinking about what they can internally be thinking because
you mean the person we left?
The new person, the new job, whatever.
And that's why I embraced her. And I sat her down and I said, she asked me, she said, y'all get along perfect. She said, what happened with y'all? I said, girl, we was in high school. I said, we had a kid together. We had to learn to grow up with this kid. We grew up with him. So our relationship is like that. I said, but she said, y'all just get along. Because she didn't understand, because she doesn't get along with her ex. So, but I think you have to create that relationship if it's worth creating.
But then it's just like with a job, when you go on an interview, they're going to ask you questions. And so you give them the answers. And even when you're working in that job, you may still refer to your old jobs either to do something a better way or to recognize something. So the same thing with relationships.
You don't ever just throw it away.
Yeah, you talk about it. But talk about it in a way of how it helped you grow and be a better person.
And that I absolutely understand. Like, I understand that part. But I know for me, I spoke of my ex not because I wanted to be with him, like you said, but I just wasn't letting it go.
Sometimes it's to paint a visual, like when you ask me a question. Because I'm a visual person. So you ask me a question, I'll be like, well, yeah, time, da. But, I mean...
And again,
talking about her.
Right. It's about how long you've been together. Yeah. Would I talk about a 3-year relationship more than I talk about the 28? No, because I don't have that experience, with the 28 versus the 3. You haven't built that that picture. That bond, that picture. Yeah. You haven't had memories.
Right.
So
I just know people have been offended before, just kind of like, oh my God, like me, I don't care. I mean, like, let's be all the way clear. If you had a good relationship with somebody and it was just, whether it was the love of your life and everything, that's talk away. Heal, not heal, feeling it. If that's the only thing that you can come back to the reference, by all means. I just know there's some people, everybody's not like me. I'm good. I can handle it. It is what it is. But there are some men and some women that can't handle that, and they get get upset about it. So that's why I was.
And that's where the point you was getting at. It's like, okay, if I'm continuing to talk about, or if that person is talking about they ex, to me, it's like, well, you still want this dude? Like, why you keep talking? Why you keep bringing him up? Why you? That's the point that you're talking about.
But you have to know the difference or whatever. So, Pretty Rich, I'm gonna ask you this because I think and I hope I'm not bringing up any old wounds. But it just, when we think about that, I thought about my situation. Those who have lost loved ones, and Tiffany, you can answer too. Or I don't know if anyone else, but y'all can. I know these two have. How do you find closure and healing in that? And you just touch on it real quick. It don't have to be long.
Look, me and my sister, we can talk about it all day. We just talked about it, earlier today. She asked me, does it ever cross your mind, because it's coming up on her, anniversary, as far as, with everything, and on the 16th, and it's something, honestly, that you can really never get over, because you just kind of, I pray and ask God, to grant me peace and everything, but it's not something to say, like, I'm over it, you know what I'm saying, because that's it's apparent, you know what I'm saying, I mean, that's it's that's tough.
That's what I said. It's just
I get what you're saying.
And I like and it's not them, it's me. Now I'm good at using my own struggle and pain to help someone else. If y'all seen me make that video, normally I don't go on Facebook like that, but I just had a meltdown that day, and it was just like, if I don't tell nobody, this is not.
Because you will have those times, you will have those moments to where you just like man,
Right.
But I mean, that's just.
Till, did you want to say something? Or no?
It's day by day. The first year is the roughest year because you got to get through everything.
The holidays,
birthdays,
your birthdays without them.
Special occasions.
It's been 3 years from my mom being gone, and the first year was rough. Second year, I was cool. Third year, horrible. So it really is day by day. All I ask is you just don't rush the process.
Yes.
Right. Just allow it to happen. Just allow it to happen.
If you cry that day and it's all day, don't try to not make yourself cry. Just cry.
And don't feel guilty about crying.
Not at
and
all.
don't let
Just
somebody make you feel guilty. Because when Paul passed, it was like, and when my brother passed, it was the same way. Birthday came, Christmas came, Father's Day came. He died. He died the day before his son's and daughter's birthday. He died on his son's birthday, and then his daughter's birthday was the next day. So we had to make sure they was okay the next 2 days. It's just a process, and I tell people all the time, Paul's been gone 8 years. With that being said, I still cry, and I still ask God why. But I have to take those moments, and I have to make them mine, and I can't let nobody tell me when it's time. It's the best advice I can give you is, if it's 15 years down the line and you want to cry, cry.
Absolutely.
Don't let nobody take that from you.
And if somebody say to you, and I'm putting it out there, America, I need Dallas and the Fort Worth area
to understand.
Please understand, if somebody say to you, you ain't over yet, give me a call. Let me know who said it. I'm gonna go get them.
Right.
You don't tell me when I get to be over the loss of my mom.
Right.
You don't get to tell me that.
Right. Can I say something right quick?
Of course, sir.
Go back to what you were saying about how you don't really never heal. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I lost my dad when I was 5. I still ain't healed. Because I never got to know him. Every year his birthday comes, I still cry. And that's why. God, why you taking away from me? And that's why I see you and your dad. You and dad, you know what I'm saying? It still hurts. That's how we incorporate a father.
Well, we're going to switch gears. It's time. If you didn't get you none on Sunday, we're going to give it to you on Sunday. With none other than our own Pastor Pretty Reggie. You don't have to practice saying your name. It ain't always I got to set my mind to it. But brother, it's on you.
Man, it's funny that you kind of segue with talking about, parents and, things like that, because this is something that, actually I heard another pastor talk about this. He's out of North Carolina. He said, sometimes my trying gets in the way of my trusting. Sometimes my trying gets in the way of my trust. He said, so it's the conversation that you're going back and forth, but back and forth between God and say, I'm trying God, but do you trust me? I'm trying God, but do you trust me? I'm trying God, but do you trust me? I'm trying to get him and her out of my life, but do you trust me? I'm trying so hard and I keep failing, but do you trust me? So then, you turn towards Isaiah 12:12. It says, behold, God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. For the Lord Jehovah is my strength and my song. He has also become my salvation. So a lot of times, we tend to trust God when things are going right. We tend to when the blessings fall, we trust God. When the promotions come, we trust God. But as soon as the wind blows and you start seeing lightning and you see the thunder crack, you get off into panic mode and you start sinking in the water as Peter did. And then you go back and says, you of little faith, why did you doubt? So then it says, stop trying and get to trusting. Sometimes we get so stagnant because a lot of times we don't get of our way long enough to see God work. When you look at a personal trainer, the role of a personal trainer creates one-on-one fitness programs for his clients, motivating and guiding them to achieve their goals. A personal trainer helps their client exercise properly with workouts and specific plans, which turns you to the Bible verse of Jeremiah 29:11 says, For I know, God says, I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So the question you got to ask is, what are you trusting God for?
Okay, bro. I mean, now he left y'all with a thought. As usual, I told you, you didn't get it Sunday. You gonna get it Monday. Before we out of here, let's read some of these comments. The ones that make sense.
Well, I mean, we really did. I don't even know if I want to read this one.
Paraphrase. Paraphrase. I mean, we want everybody to feel like they part of the show.
Kenyatta said, I'm over my ex and I'm healed, but I can run him over with a bus.
Okay.
Or throw one at his head. She said, I don't care who he's with and I don't even want him ever. She said, my ex is annoying. And then Michelle Hawkins said,
I mean,
Kenyatta Rollins the whole truck.
Oh no.
So that was really
So they in there talking to themselves. Man, look, we always want to be part of the show. We appreciate it. Make sure you share it. Even my own brother hit me up. That's why I brought up that isn't important to heal. So appreciate that, bro. But yes, I mean, you know, I go back to Pretty Reggie question. What's important? Closure or healing? Do you ever get it? If you don't get it, you still gonna move on? How do you move on? How do you heal? Remember the question I asked y'all? Figure out who hurts you. And the end part was, have you healed from it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So briefly, can you answer that?
Nope.
No.
No. Who hurt me?
No.
This thug right here.
Have you healed from it? Oh my God. From whoever hurts you.
Yeah.
Caesar?
I'm in the process.
Cool. And I definitely can say some, yes, not all. But for different reasons. But, as usual, you know, I tell somebody, I'm going to have to quit talking because when I don't talk, we get out on time. So it's my fault. But this is the segment, man, we have the last word. So, whatever you like to say, Bree, incorporate in your last word, please, the thought of the day. I apologize.
Yeah, I was in my feelings. It's going to take me some time to heal on that one. No.
I'll get you some closure after the show.
Okay, so it seemed like God wasn't satisfied with what he created until he created a woman. His divine wisdom saw that man would always need a helpmate. And from that day, he entrusted all of his mission for mankind to be born of a woman. Think about how a woman's body changes to become the vessel that brings forth life. Life comes in the form of encouragement, love, nurturing, bearing children, and those boss moves. My words for you are flex your crown, queens.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I see.
Shout out to y'all. Dropping the mic.
To all you women out there, y'all are fabulous, especially our black queens. Some of y'all, I don't know about, but for the most, no, all y'all are fabulous. You know, I'm proud to be a black woman, and I hope every black woman out there, and I'm not trying to make it a black or white thing, but I'm proud to be a black woman. You know, the strength, the tenacity, the things that we go through, that we face, you know, dealing with the world and dealing inside of our homes, dealing with men, dealing with other women. We carry some strength that's outrageous to me. So y'all keep your crowns, you know, straight, and y'all keep moving on. To my Casey family who was on, thank you. You know, but I'm going to end this word of the day with, to thine own self be true.
I see. El Boogie.
Oh, K-ish Spencer said hi. Tiff. K-ish. K-H-I-S-H.
Keisha. Hi, Keisha.
Okay. Didn't
You
know
know
you could
what?
spell like
I'm gonna
that.
say all these people that be out here for KC, when we do the live show, they better be free. They better have their ticket before we get there.
They better.
We'll see y'all on March 26th.
She a singer, honey. That thing.
Will she?
My
I'm
God,
gonna open us
today.
up with a song.
She can sing.
My thought for tonight is it's just as black women, let's just, well, women abroad, let's just keep wearing our crowns, keep pushing forward, and keep being the best role models we can be for our young girls. And let's teach them how to be women. Let's teach them how to be entrepreneurs. Let's teach them how to be in healthy relationships. Even if we don't know, buy them a book. Let them Google it. Do something. These kids spend a lot of time on Google. Google how to be in a relationship. I'm sure it's on YouTube. Or how to keep a job, something, you know. So let's be mindful and spend some time with our daughters this week, no matter how old they are. Go out and do some girl things this weekend. It's supposed to be a pretty weekend.
Caesar Leo.
Oh man, this is a great show. Again, Happy Women's Month. Hey, be a proud woman, everybody, all women. Man, a lot talked about today, but healing and closure, that's the key. That's, you know, what you gonna do, how you gonna handle it. So all I gotta say is good night, God bless. See y'all Wednesday.
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 Thank you, Russell Simmons. I know y'all been missing me say that. I know. Look, man, for me, my thing is normally I end with a mantra. It says, faith and fear cannot dwell in the same place. And while you on this side, always remember to love, live, and laugh. But I'm going to end it a different way, just the way I ended my father's funeral. My Uncle G, George Holmes, told me that all they knew growing up was to work. And my dad did a lot of work. He worked 2 jobs. He provided abundantly. But he never enjoyed the fruits of his labor. So I encourage all you women, men, find out, 1, what is the fruits of your labor? And 2, do everything you can to enjoy. Take a day off. Take a vacation. Go home. Leave them kids at the house and take your wife somewhere. I don't care if it's in the backyard. Just leave them in the house. Take your daughter somewhere. Take your son somewhere. When I used to be married, Valentine's Day was the boys would take her out and I would take the girls out. It wasn't about us. But we wanted to show that love to them so they'll know how to do it in the future. Right. So, man, I encourage all y'all to find out what it is you need to have closure on. Call that person, have a conversation, or at least attempt to. And then if they don't answer, and if the conversation doesn't go the way it's planned, walk away from it, find what you need to find to heal on it, and keep living. Because you got to keep living, laughing, and loving. You only get to do this one time. Until Wednesday. And I need you to tune in Wednesday, all my ladies, because we are doing the All Ladies Show. Welcome to the Women's Shed. And we're going to get into a couple of things. You know, it's Women's Month. We already done found out about strawberries, pineapples, celery, yogurt. You name it!
Peaches, mangoes, bananas, avocados, celery, eggs.
And I'm going to buy all y'all a card when we leave here. Man, until next time, I always know we More Music, More Radio, my man, the Mike Music Show, Monday through Friday, right here with K-Flow on Mondays and Fridays, where this is where we use to motivate and move the masses. We use music. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you on Wednesday. Have a good one. And ladies, it's all about you.
It's official right now. In 4 minutes or less. We gonna crown all of them right now. This is dedicated. My mama, your mama, you, and you. Your baby's mama's mama's mama. This is dedicated to you. Wife, you. If you're near a woman right now, wherever you at, just turn to him and say, this is dedicated to you. You are appreciated. This is dedicated to you. I appreciate your smile. Thank you. And the how much it take to carry and birth a child. Thank you. And the way you play dumb, even when we living real foul. And even as a single parent mama, you still hold it down somehow. Thank you, mama. Make them ends meet somehow. Thank you, mama. I appreciate your strength. Thank you. How you never bite your lip, you say what's on your mind. Thank you. How you a lady in the street.
get so emotional. Thank you. You know, till you prove your point, you just can't let it go. But I like that though. I appreciate so much. Yeah, like the I love you feeling, girl, when we touch. Yeah, like there's no you, no me, if there's no one. Ooh, and if she ever hears the urgency, she'll come in a rush. Yeah, to the rescue, man, you better find you a woman. Get you one, strong woman. Ain't nothing like making love. Special woman, a beautiful woman, strong woman. I get weak, I need a strong woman, special woman. Got me street smart and educated, got a good head on the shoulder, a sexy swagger with sex appeal. A grown woman hook up them home cooked meals. A grown woman oozes confidence. Better recognize one when a grown one sip. And a grown woman knows how to tell you no. A grown woman knows when to let you go. You can have a big old car and a big old house, but next to God, nothing else amounts to a woman, strong woman, woman. You better find you a special woman, beautiful woman. Ain't nothing like it. Strong woman, special woman. Mercy, ain't nothing like a strong woman. Gotta thank the Lord for her. Hey, when I think about my mama, I think about her. Even got to thank my baby mama for raising my young man. Hey, players, pimps, max, ain't nothing like a strong woman, special woman, beautiful woman, strong woman, special woman, strong woman, special woman, beautiful woman, strong woman.
Here's an important announcement for all you young hot rodders. Hey yo, this Malik Ali. When I'm in the DF-Dub and the Broad, I got it locked on Mo Music Mo Radio. Drop that, man.